What's up, peeps? This is Captain Oz, wickety Australia, coming at you from the road to Stockton. I know what's wrong with me. I've never known what's wrong with me. G'day, how you doing? So I'm just having a little bit of a 20-minute rest up on the road to Stockton. I've come about 12k, I don't know, in the last 2.5 hours, so, you know, pretty mediocre pace, about 4 kilometres an hour, toddling down the side of the road. For the first time in the walk though, my mind completely went somewhere else while I was walking. So up until now I've been in the toil of it, and it's been about, you know, Catherine says stay safe. You can't have a safe adventure, Catherine, but I'll try. Haley says, hey Cap, hey Haley, hey Haley, how you doing? Good to see your name up there, buddy. How are you? You doing good? So yeah, the first time, so far when I've been walking, I've been in the toil of it. So I try little things to keep cadence, even just like counting every step. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you know if it's got a certain beat, you're moving fast enough and you're walking fast enough. Other times it might be songs, you know, but my mind has never really gone somewhere else completely. And but today it did. So I'm walking along and I got caught in this fantasy narrative of seeing my kids again, and you know how that would look, and just running to them, you know, and collapsing, and then giving my wife a big old sexy kiss, you know, like passionate at the end of the Lord of the Rings when Aragorn marries what's her name, Arwen, and you know, instead of like a gentle sort of wedding kiss, they just have a big old throaty old I love you so much type I've missed you kiss. Yeah, and I was just lost in that daydream. Haley says, oh, hey Jock, congratulations buddy. I cannot wait for that day for you. Yeah, thanks Haley. Sorry, my mate Jock is watching. Buddy, yeah, congratulations on your Australia Day recognition. So I heard you got your, like an award as a local hero award or something. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact details of it, but mate, couldn't be anybody more deserving, my friend. Good on you, congratulations. So everybody, that's Jock, who I met at Manning Point after the wonderful Marine Rescue Crowdy Yarrington people took me across the Manning River on their launch, and Jock gave me a lot of local advice and helped get me a hospitality at the Flow Bar Boogie Woogie Beach House, which was great. Yeah, so Jock's lovely bloke. We had a lovely long chat about life, death, the universe, and who we are and what brought us to where we are. What an Jock, I'm so impressed by you as a human being, mate, and I'm so delighted that that's been recognised, that you got your award. Good on you. Yeah, so I am on the road to Stockton, and that sounds like a country and western song, doesn't it? You know, on the road to Stockton, that's where I lost my baby's love. I lost it in the outhouse on the road to Stockton after a knife fight. Oh, ding 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 a ling a ding ding, oh ding 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 a ling a ding ding, ding 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 a ling a ding ding a ding 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 a ling a ding ding. Road to Stockton's where my baby left me. It's 'cause I did a poo that smelled too bad in the outhouse. The road to Stockton's where I lost my baby's love. She couldn't stand the smell of my diarrhea. A ling ding ding a ling a ding 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 ding. A ding 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 a ding a ding ding. I can't tell you what's wrong with me, actually. I really can't. I don't know. I've never had therapy. I have to get around to that after the big walk, you know. I thought talking to the clouds would sort me out, but you know, maybe I need a professional bit of professional guidance. So yeah, I'm on the road to Stockton. I'm about 12k down that road. I crack you up, Jake. Oh, good. I'm delighted, mate. I mean, thing is, even if it's just me, I'm probably good to go. But I'm glad there's at least one other person having a giggle. Are you making this up on the spot? That's gold. Yeah, well, mate, I haven't been walking down the road thinking, you know what? I'm going to write a country and western song about the road to Stockton and diarrhea and throw it onto the internet for the world to see. I'd be wanting to think of insightful learnings to share and make the world better. Anyway, road to Stockton. I'm 12k down. That's 37k to go, or 36k or something like that to go. I don't know. and I want to get as close to Stockton as I can so that I have as short a run into Newcastle tomorrow. I'm pretty excited to get to Newcastle. There's a few people there who I'm going to meet, at least one of whom is apparently going to meet me dressed up in some sort of a superhero costume, which will be very cool. Her name's Gail. I think I met her daughter-in-law way back after Ballina. They own a hotel called the Broadwater Hotel Motel, which was you know, the day following Ballina, and they actually offered me up a room and a meal, which was lovely and kind. And Gail, I think, is the mother of the lady who runs the hotel, so she is going to meet me dressed up as a superhero, maybe, and I'll get to meet Lynette and some others, hopefully, which will be very cool. Yeah, and also, I mean, Newcastle's the first really major hub, you know? Like Coffs Harbour was reasonably big, Port Macquarie's big, you know, they're all reasonably big, but Newcastle will have amenities that, like, I can look at a bit of camping gear or something, so I might linger in town for a bit before continuing. There's a trail, I can't remember what it was called, like the Fenley Trail or something. It's not the Great Northern Walk, because that goes up around the Hawkesbury and it's too long and winding. But there's an old, it used to be railroad tracks, and now it's a walking and biking path, and it goes straight from Newcastle through Swansea, and you can wind up in North Sydney. So I think that's the plan. So Newcastle tomorrow, and if that trail is 120k or something like that, then Sydney in maximum 4 days, maybe 3. We'll see how we go. So yeah, pushing for Stockton, and I'll sleep somewhere rough just outside of Stockton, or it might be as much as 15k outside of Stockton, and then in the morning I roll into Newcastle. And how far away I am depends on what time I arrive in Newcastle, if that makes sense. Okay, so what else to discuss? Not much. That's my update, just stretching the old legs. The feet are completely healed. I've got some really solid calluses going on now on the, you know, the heel of my foot and the instep, and they're just really very hard, firm flesh down there now. And you know, the rain has been sporadic instead of the first couple of weeks where it was just cyclonic and constant. So feet are going great, everything's going fine really. That's all the practical stuff. Now what's to the intangible, spiritual, metaphysical? I don't think there's been any great new insights framing just this last day or two. Yeah, that's it. The Fenley track is in Newcastle you're talking about. Yeah, the Fenley track, Fenley. Yeah, so that's the path I'll take from Newcastle into Sydney. When I get to Sydney, I'll treat that as like a pretty big milestone, I think. So, you know, I'll fall to the ground in Martin Plaza and kiss it like the Pope getting off an aeroplane. And, you know, I know it's like only the halfway point, but, you know, who thought the old fool would make it even that far? You know what I mean? So, might as well just take a moment to celebrate it. Grant, I don't think it's the Great North Walk, or as someone explained it to me, there's two. So the Fenley track is an old, it used to be railroad track, and it's been converted to a walking path, and it's more or less a straight run. Newcastle straight down in there. But the Great Northern Walk apparently it goes up along the Hawkesbury and loops around and is much more winding and torturous. I could be wrong, I'm just going on stuff that other people have said to me, and I'll scout it out. I tend to not research more than a day or so in front of me, and just sort of, you know, deal with it as I move forward. But yeah, Newcastle coming up, and I might try and do a little bit of shopping while I'm in there. And oh crap, I just noticed I've lost my suntan lotion. Oh no, I haven't. There it is. I've lost something. Maybe not. That's my old chart. Never mind. Old man babbling to himself. Ignore that. Okie dokie. So, we've done a country and western song. Tick. That was necessary. Crucial even. I actually, now this, I did this to annoy my son. But I wrote a song, and I think it's suited for someone like Katy Perry or whatever. So, if you know Katy Perry, or what's the dude, not Russell Crowe, Russell Brand, who I think is involved with Katy Perry, or was, or whatever, just put this in front of him, because it might help me make $1 million. So it's one step at a time, and it's all about the key lyrics. So It's in that verse or chorus or whatever you call it. It's one step at a time, step at a time. One step at a time. So the idea is it's a very bubblegum pop song. That's mine. I got the tune to it, the lyrics and all the rest. So if you can get it in front of Katy Perry and she runs with it, I get like whatever percent the songwriter gets, okay? So I don't have other lyrics, so I'm thinking like, ain't no mountain too hard to climb, one step at a time. It kind of applies to the big walk, really. You just get it done one step at a time. Now we've got a comment here, let's take a look. Watch out for snakes on those tracks in Newcastle. Buddy, if I haven't been bitten by a snake yet, now I'm going to jinx myself. I'm about to say, if I haven't been bit by a snake yet, it's not going to happen. Because I was going through heavy bush, and I've put myself in some situations where if a snake was going to get me, it would have got me. But I'm pretty prudent with them, and you know, the summer and autumn are probably not the worst seasons in the world. Spring is in the worst seasons for snakes. Spring is the worst. You wouldn't want to be wandering around at springtime. We got another one. Katy Perry, tagged her. See what happens. Oh, cool. She's gorgeous. She's a lovely person. And Katy, look, if we can do a bit of a collab, I'll go. You know, I'll learn to do the flossy or something. I'll be in the film clip or not. Whatever you want. But yeah, just take the song. Just sort of get the melody, work it out a bit, you know, ain't no mountain too hard to climb, one step at a time, and it's all about the time, you know, and you can refine that down. But I need to make a bit of money off this, Katy, and I'm sorry, it's not for the charity. I love the charity, I want to help the charity. This is my intellectual property and it's for me. I need to make a good couple of $100 couple of hundred grand for the mortgage, Katy, okay? Shirley says, you're looking good, Captain. Yeah, I know. Sup? I don't know what's wrong with me. Again, no idea. But yeah, spirits are high. And I think, so if you have an idea of something that can give you hope or rebuild yourself, that is the direct side effect of it too. So consistently sustained higher spirits when you lean into your hope, you know. So for me, it's dressing up like a superhero and walking across the country. Okay, cool. For you, it might just be doing Pilates. But whatever it is, when you lean hard into your solution, not your problem, high spirits. I'm finding consistently. All my life, I've been a glass is half full type. So if equilibrium is 50 and you live on an even plateau, sometimes you're up here, down here, but it's always within a reasonable amount of that 50%. I would be like 40% in terms of mood. And you still get the ups and downs and stuff, but half full, half empty, I mean. But now I reckon I'm up here around, you know, 65 or whatever. So up takes me up into pure joy, and down just takes me down to a little bit above normal in terms of mood. And I think that's a sustained thing. Grant says, we want to meet you. Going back, can you let us know what time you will catch the ferry across from Stockton to Newcastle? If you do. Well, okay, yeah, Grant, I will. Definitely. So I'm headed there and I'm going to take the ferry. B, I can't tell you exactly when, but it will be tomorrow morning. So it depends on how much ground I make now. So I'm 37k from Stockton or something like it. That sounds like a country western song, you know. 37k from Stockton and I got into a knife fight. Why am I taking the piss out of country music? I don't know. It's just mean. Yeah, so 37k out of Stockton, and if I can, let's say, do another 20, then that means in the morning I'll get up like 5 or whatever. I'll still have that 15 or more k to belt out, but I'll do that in a few hours. So I'd cross the ferry, guesstimate would be around 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock. So late morning. But if I get further, I'd catch the ferry earlier. You know what I mean? If I cop out now, you know, it'd be late afternoon. So I'll update you before I go to bed on how far away I am, and you'll have a more precise time. So if you check in then, buddy, and you want to time it to meet at the ferry, I'd love to say g'day. No worries at all. Okay, so no more country music ideas, nothing more for Katy Perry. All the updates are given. No new insights learned about the meaning of life, death, and the universe. And if you asked me what's the meaning of life, Captain Australia, well, I'd say I don't bloody know, but I would say I do think that there is a higher spiritual purpose in our existence. There's some meaning to it. And if there's not, even if we're just evolved monkeys, we get to choose to inject that meaning into it. So it applies regardless where you stand philosophically and religiosity, but I think that higher spiritual meaning, that sort of good and bad and all of the rest, it's incumbent on us to navigate to what that means for us personally, and we should try and be happy. The most important thing in life is the diligent pursuit of your own happiness, and it's very easy to get dragged into directions where you sacrifice happiness, you know. Time is the only commodity that you have that ever matters, and you trade it for everything else. It's the only commodity that will ever forever dwindle. You know, you can get more money, you can get more cars and houses and all the rest, you're not getting more time. So at the end of the day, how you use your time and what you spend it on is really important. Religiosity here. Yeah. Oh, he says, yeah. Sorry, I am a bit of an old buffet. Redback says, hi mate. Gee, you are crunching the kilometres now, Captain, and you look like you're on a roll. Great work, stay safe. Yeah, well, actually, I've sat for longer than I should, so I'm going to get up and start marching along again. So the time now, I think it's sort of up around 2:30. I like to do, you know, a good 2.5 and then stretch the feet for 10, 20 minutes. So, yeah, let's say 15. Yeah, I might just push through until 6 or 7, as long as I can, until I sort of drop, because I'd like to get as close to Stockton as possible. We'll see how we go. So now for me, just boring stuff, walking down the side of the road. And I'll update you around bedtime when I'm pitching a camp and tell you how far I got and what the plan is for Stockton and Newcastle. So anybody wanting to meet up in Stockton and Newcastle, we will make it happen. As long as you are willing to work with me on exactly where and when I'm going to be, we'll make it happen. Love to have a chat, we'll have a cup of coffee or whatever you like, you know, we'll have a battle rap or something. Actually, we should. Anybody who wants to challenge me to a battle rap, as long as we can throw it into a Facebook live stream for the entertainment of the people watching, I'm going to kick your ass, homie. Dawn says, hi, Simon. Simon says, hi, Dawn, how you doing? Yeah, okay, so we're just winding up. I am now going to go that way, which is south-ish. And yeah, the goal is Stockton, tomorrow Newcastle. And after that, the Fenley track into Sydney. So I'd like to say if the Fenley track is 3 days, then I'll be in Sydney in 4 days, or 4.5 days or whatever. And yeah, that's a big milestone. So you know, more on that soon. But the charity, by the way, has said that on the 31st, which is just around the corner, I suppose, they're going to do this auction thing. I don't know, they talked about it as a prize though, so it might be more of a competition. So watch that space. But if you haven't noticed that there should be a new sticky post or more posts coming from a lady called Natasha. So she works for the Kids Cancer Project. This guy from Lizard Island Resorts reached out to me and said, we'd like to donate a holiday. I'm like, that's bloody lovely. Let's see what we can do to, you know, auction it off for the charity or something. So they're taking care of all of the detail of that. And when I know more, I'll tell you more. But I think it could be a great sort of, not prize isn't the right word if it's auctioned off, you know what I mean? But the value's $9 grand. So if you can get it at a bit of a steal, it's a fully all expenses paid luxury resort sort of a deal. And it's here in Australia. So, you know, don't have to go overseas and face them COVID stuffs, mate. Sue says, my thoughts are we are part of the universe. Oh, this is a good one. Which could mean that we are creators too. Did you ever feel the serendipity? That serendipity is so good. We've been talking about kindness and look what's been coming your way. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. There could be some very design to it all. I don't know. One person, there's a book, I can't remember the name of the book, and what it poses is that all reality is just created for you, explicitly, specifically for you.
And in this iteration, you may be, Joe Bloggs or Barry Bliggs or whatever, but you've also been Genghis Khan. You've also been Queen Mary. You've been, and all of these moments, past, present, and future, are just this, like a construct to teach you lessons about becoming infinite. So you're on the journey to being God or something. And, it's all over my head, but it was a fascinating read. You know what I mean? And belief systems are like rectums. We all have one. We should try and not to get too obsessed with what other people's looks like, and just keep your own clean and don't inflict your own on other people. Be respectful. And I think that in that context, it's fascinating to talk about the different things people believe. Because if you accept that everybody's belief may very well be the right belief, or there may be no right belief, because reality is a slippery slope. You're talking about the universe and reality. We can't even really, when you academically prove that we exist, you reach certain sort of, what's it called, Cartesian logic or something, where you the whole I think therefore I am stuff. But no matter how far you go down the pathway where science, philosophy, religion, ethics, and experience all intersect, at the end of the day, you can't prove any damn thing. So you have to respect that everybody has a belief, and it could be the way. So just we should learn from each other, and as long as we're able to do that respectfully, great. But some people think it's cool to cut people's heads off over stuff they believe. Laughing at the rectum analogy, good way to explain. Yeah, well, rectums have value, but maybe it's a bad analogy because they're for elimination. But belief is for illumination. Hey, that was half clever. Rectums, elimination, beliefs are for illumination. I should bloody write a bloody book, shouldn't I? Bloody hell, Captain Australia. But yeah, beliefs are meant to make us better. And we're meant to refine them as we go along, I think. Try and figure it all out and navigate to something better and purer and pick up pieces of wisdom like we're wandering the earth learning kung fu from all the other masters out there until we are the ultimate kung fu master. And beliefs should be like that. But in our current world, they're not. They don't coexist peacefully very well, and that's a sad thing. Anyway, you see, old man Ramble, you did that on purpose, mate. Oh, you cast it out and then you reeled me in, didn't you? Oh, I know what's going on here. Yeah, drawn into an old man ramble. Ambush. All right, well, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your interest. Stockton, that away. And I'll pitch camp hopefully 15 kilometres roughly would be the goal out of Stockton. So I'll be on the ferry tomorrow into Newcastle on that basis, 10 maybe, 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'll update you later when I know exactly where I land. And for now, for the rest of the afternoon, I'm going to do some hardcore marching. And no, that does not mean marching with my pants off or, making dirty little adult movies and stuff. Hardcore meaning, bang, look at that dude, he's marching like an animal. Bang, yeah, he's plowing it out. Good on you, Captain Australia. That's what I mean. Okay, so take care of yourselves. All the best. And this is Kiggity, 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 Captain Australia. Yo, keeping it real, yo. I don't know what's wrong with me. See ya.